Are you looking for stories of business innovation and resilience? Right now, you can tune into the Wondery podcast, How I Built This, to catch bonus episodes sponsored by Klaviyo. These episodes explore the journeys of up-and-coming entrepreneurial phenoms like Fishwife, diving deep into some of the practical challenges businesses face. With the insight of some special guests, you won't want to miss this. So, are you ready to get inspired? Check out How I Built This, sponsored by Klaviyo, wherever you get your podcasts. And make every moment count with Klaviyo. Learn more at klaviyo.com/BFCM.
Listeners, it is fantastic that you've shown up in this moment, because not 5 minutes ago, Chris finally woke up from having passed out 6 days ago at the release of the trailer for the Celine Dion documentary. He's just woke. He's been in ICU this entire time.
I honestly have been mentally, for sure.
You have been in mental ICU, being kept alive by machines. And that machine was Spotify, with Celine Dion on an endless loop, keeping Chris alive for 6 days.
Dominick, I need you to know that multiple people have been like, I will fly from wherever I am to New York City to be with you as you watch this.
We don't know yet what it's going to be, but it is going to be a Fixing Famous People event. We will keep you posted next week or the week after. Is this going to be a live watch party?
I'm serious.
Are we just going to hold hands and pray that Chris makes it through the entire thing? We're going to do something. We're going to do something special.
I put on my Instagram story, like, I truly don't know if I'm going to make it through this, and I'm being serious. Like, I might pass away while I watch it. It looks absolutely incredible. Oh God. And I just like, you know that like she basically, I mean, she has now come out and said like she was basically like near death at one point. Like she almost died. So it's like, you know that it's going to be like heart wrenching. We're going to get all kinds of archive footage of her singing when she was like, it's everything you want. I mean, what is there? Oh God, it's going to be so fucking good.
It's going to be great.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. Obviously, that has to be the lead story of the week, but there is so much clownery happening this week in pop culture.
Our cup runneth over.
Let's just begin. We're getting to J-Lo. To quote Deanna Chang, that's over to the side for right now because she's too much. She continues to be too much. Nicki Minaj, the second most ridiculous thing that happened to her this week is her getting arrested. Her getting arrested in Amsterdam for weed, which we think is legal there.
Wait, what happened? You don't even know. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't even matter. She's done. It's over. It doesn't. It was a 12-hour thing. The most ridiculous thing is that when she gets to the UK and does her concert, she pauses for a moment of silence for Princess Diana, which is lovely.
Her friend,
who she goes on to describe as a dear friend. Girl,
I think that we forget that, like, when she first was becoming like the humongous, pop star that she is today, her whole shtick was that she had like 17 personalities inside of her. Do we forget this?
Yes, we did.
Like Roman's revenge is because like Roman is like another person that lives inside of her that comes out and like has a different voice. And then there's Martha, that's like Roman's mother, who's British. Like, are you aware of this?
I mean, aware, but maybe uninterested. You know what I mean? Because it's not, I forgot.
We forget that she was like, I'm basically like the United States of Tara, like in a real person.
Interesting. And so we think that one of those hidden personalities is the one that's a dear friend of the very long away deceased Princess Diana.
Honestly, yes, that's the only way that makes sense at all. But like, again, like this woman has been telling us to our faces that she's extremely mentally ill since she became a celebrity.
Mm-hmm. All right. Can you sing the song for our other favorite celebrity, this cuckoo who has gone Cocoa Puffs again this week?
Oh, let's get loud.
That wasn't even the one that I meant.
That wasn't the one you're talking about.
No, but let's just
Who were you talking about?
I will reveal later. You sang the song, and I have to go with that. That means the universe wants us to talk about how Jennifer Lynn Lopez is trying to ruin entertainment further.
Okay, Dominic, I have something to reveal to you.
Yeah.
I've now gone so far left on her that I'm back around to the other side, and I feel bad for her.
Let me tell you this.
Like, I'm so off of her that I'm on her again. That's where I'm at. I'm her supporter. I want good for her. I want her to get divorced from Ben Affleck. I want her to serve him divorce papers, not the other way around. That's how far I have gone with her, that I'm back around to being a supporter.
I have not made it to the other side of that sphere that you're on, because like you, I watched her Netflix film Atlas this weekend. And my review, unsurprisingly, is just the 3 words, how dare you? Like, how I was on vacation this weekend and I stopped what I was doing to watch this.
But why? But why did you do like, that's on you, Dominic, that's on you. I'm sorry. Not to defend her immediately, but like, that's on you.
In my defense, you did a 24-part Instagram story live watching it. So I thought
warning you not to watch it, telling you all the reasons you shouldn't be watching it, and yet you still did.
I'm a journalist, Christopher. I had to watch it.
Oh, no. As soon as I sat down and put on clicked Netflix, and that was the first thing, I was like, oh, well, I obviously have to watch this because I have no plans. And like, the world needs to know what happened. And so I need to watch it.
I need to go to the side of the driveway here just for 1 second when I tell you that also in this past week, I watched Madam Web. Finally, there's a reason why I'm telling you this. Madam Web was the worst movie of the year until I saw Atlas, which clearly jumped into the top slot. And I have to say, how come when an action movie is led by a female, the script has to be so
terrible,
subpar? Like, Dominic, both of these movies were supposed to be giants, and they were, again, it's sci-fi, it's fantasy, it's not supposed to be believable.
Again, when she says, my dad used to love camping, then he camped with someone. I was like, what the fuck am I listening to right now? Like,
I don't know.
Like you and I right now live on this podcast could have written a better version of that movie.
Her being an analyst in space.
It's the best. No, that part I liked. That part I liked.
Her name is Atlas. I didn't know that Atlas was her name. I thought this was going to be geographical. No.
Yeah, like, ooh, there's like countries at war. Like,
not since Denise Richards played nuclear physicist Dr. Christmas Jones in a James Bond film has an actor been more unbelievable as a quote unquote smart person. Like, how dare you?
It's so bad. And I mean, Dominic,
I love Jennifer Lopez. I've loved Jennifer Lopez. What is happening here?
Okay. Here's my question. Chicken or the egg? Did she do this movie because she needed to earn the $20 million back from her magnum opus? Or did she do this movie because she needed was the $20 million spent already? Or
she doesn't even know.
No, you're right. She doesn't. But I want to know.
She's financing all her own work.
But you get what I'm saying?
I do.
Did she need to do this movie to make $20 million back? Or did she say, if I do this, then I'll have $20 million to pay for my movie?
It all feels like a very calculated third act of a career where she was going to do shock and awe. And we were getting this concert and this album and the movie and the documentary about the movie. And then wait, what? How did we not know this until a day ago? She's got this giant sci-fi movie, Memorial Day weekend on Netflix.
Oh, God.
What? What's happening?
It's bad. People are asking, can we fix JLo again? Like, people,
yes.
I'm so on her side now. It's crazy. I'm like, how dare they do this to you? Because this is like, she can
did
do
it to
this.
herself. She's in charge. She's a monster. I'm telling you, she's making all the decisions. She's not listening.
Ben just used her and abused her. Now he's throwing her away. And I feel bad.
Listen to this. Cindy Adams' column today, the headline is, desperate Jennifer Lopez is clinging to Ben Affleck relationship to save herself from embarrassment. Oh, J-Lo, you've so lost Cindy Adams. Now you've lost it all. This is it. Now you're done.
I will just say that in our live Zoom that will be on Sunday, June 2nd, obviously the dominating conversation in the live Zoom for the Long Island Iced Tea tier is going to be this exact situation. Like, what did we think of Atlas, J-Lo's marriage? What do we do now that I'm supporting her? How do you feel about that, etc.? That's Sunday, June 2nd. We're going to talk so much more about this.
All of a sudden, at the beginning of last week, we're seeing all these stories about like Jennifer Lopez swats away question from reporter about Ben Affleck, and I'm thinking questions about what? And then I read the stories. I'm like, she's a fucking movie dropping this week. Where did you fit this in? And why is it being done?
And how dare Sterling K. Brown be so mean to her her
Sterling
face.
K. Brown is a national treasure. Don't you back away from
when
SKB. Back away from SKB.
Did you see whatever they were like, something, and she's like, well, I'm Puerto Rican. And he goes, you're Puerto Rican? And right to her face. And then as she's continuing to answer, he just starts speaking in Spanish and saying names of foods. Like, it's the rudest thing I've ever seen in my life.
It is the funniest shit.
It's the best.
Seriously, Google Sterling K. Brown, J-Lo.
That is trolling.
He is like, shading her. Like,
it's the definition of trolling.
He is still, because he has to be thinking, like, I was nominated for an Oscar a few months ago. How the hell is this the follow-up?
Well, and also, Sterling K. Brown, don't be mad that you're in this movie when you didn't read the script and your agent told you to do it, so you did. And then you were like, what is my character? I'm in 2 scenes. That's the other part of that's coming through.
He didn't know. Do you think that he knew J-Lo was in it when he accepted?
No.
Right.
He couldn't have.
So he's still pissed.
Yeah.
That's why he's being like borderline racist in these interviews.
Yeah.
All right, can we do Britney Watch now?
God. Okay, here we go. Britney Watch.
Oh, baby. Hey, y'all. We'll keep this short and sweet. We got 2 stories with Cuckoo. The first one is she posts a picture of herself naked rolling around the beach.
Her name is Zila, Dominick, not Cuckoo.
Zila Maria River Red.
Yeah.
Rolling around the beach, nude, humping the sand. And the caption of it, the photo is, hello to my ass! !
Love it. Honestly, why are we not like doing like complimentary posts with us like that?
I have no idea. The other thing is she then takes us on a tour of her jewelry box and she opens all the drawers, which are empty, as some sort of proof that all of her jewelry was stolen. No context. Just, I'm not buying jewelry anymore. I'm afraid it's going to get stolen. This is what was in here. This is what was in here.
That's what I think is like going on in that home, is like her being like, let's go to the beach, and her getting like literally ripping all of her clothes off like she was like a 2-year-old and like rolling around in the water. And then she comes home and then she had already misplaced all of her jewelry because she like put it all on at once and went into the ocean and it washed away. And then she like then there's like a crisis happening where she's then ripping through her jewelry box and like being shocked that it's gone. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's like constant, like it's manic depressive. It's like, here's the manic moment where she's in the water.
Talk about another personality. I think she's probably selling the jewelry on eBay on an account she doesn't know one of her personalities has. No disrespect to people with mental health, but she didn't just lose all that jewelry. It just wasn't, every ounce of it was stolen. It looked like a brand new jewelry box that had never been used.
It also looked like one that you get your sister for like her birthday when she's like 12 years old.
Where is my jewelry?
No,
where's my jewelry, y'all?
And her voice.
Where are my rings and bracelets?
Like, hi, all of my jewelry is gone. I don't really know where it is. Like, it wasn't even, it was a new voice. It was different than, it wasn't just, hey, y'all.
It reminded me of when Faye Dunaway as Joan Crawford took Christina's dolls, like hid them from her. And Christina was going, where are my babies? Somebody stole my babies. That's all I was thinking when she was like, where's my jewelry, y'all? Where are my bracelets and nipple rings? Where are all the piercings from my nethers?
Guys,
they're all gone.
She needs your prayers. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just set an alarm like I have for almost a year now and just pray at noon. Please, 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 please.
Kimberly Kardashian has met Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Dominick.
What must that conversation have been like? Do you think Gypsy was giving Kim advice on how to bump off Chris? Just to say like, enough is enough.
This is the thing. The Kardashians, these are why they are invincible, because they'll do they have absolutely zero shame. They are not above anything. They're like, oh, this girl is getting like a lot of attention on the internet. I'll have her on our show. We don't give a fuck. They are shameless on Showtime.
Yeah.
Like shameless. They will do anything. And that's why they are truly La Cucaracha. Like they will never be killed because they will do anything for views. And it's working because I'm hovering over the fucking Kardashians on Hulu to go watch it, you know?
But here's the thing. A lot of people, now that this 5th season of the Kardashians has debuted, I read more than one article this week describing them. Again, they're not ever going to go away. This is not a family. We're never going to be like, remember them because they're always going to be there. But they are in what many people are describing as their flop era. Like this is sort of like they've maxed, you know what I mean? And people say that every single year about this family. But at this point, it just becomes, I don't know. I think Kim showing up with that ridiculous corset at the mess ball, at the mess gala might have been like and then having one that, loose nail in that coffin because it was just like, she can't think of what to do. So she's literally trying to die on a red carpet to stay relevant.
Then clearly something had malfunctioned and she like had put over that little sweater over it and then tried to pretend like it wasn't a malfunction and was like, oh yes, this pilly sweater. It's like something about like, I imagine my character would like run through a field and then have her boyfriend's sweater on, like something so assholey. And it's just
the
like
mishap. The mishap was that she accidentally ate a sunflower seed and the thing just burst open. That's what happened.
Remember, speaking of Nicki Minaj, remember whenever her like entire dress ripped open when she was supposed to sing that song with like Ariana Grande and Jessie J, and she had to go out and she was just holding her like her shirt together because she had no clothes on. Like that's what it was.
Alec Baldwin will be charged with involuntary manslaughter. He was saying he should be immune or whatever he said. Not immune, but I'm not a lawyer. And the folks out west said no. They were like, no, you're not exempt. If they want to file charges, they can. So it is more than likely that they'll be filed.
Well, we really said this is going to go back and forth forever.
And it will.
Again, he needs to just listen to me. Just do it. Just serve the time.
Let me ask you this question. Is Kate Middleton deceased? This is my question. And I'm not even being an asshole about it. There is thread after thread online that is 100% convinced that Kate Middleton has been deceased for some time.
And the longer this goes, like, and again, everyone's like, respect her, this and that. Their entire livelihood depends on them being in public.
Right.
Period.
Right.
So if there's one person on this planet that I can be invasive and be like, are they dead or alive? And like, we should know, it's her.
Yeah.
So
they are, unfortunately, they are the Truman Show and their citizens pay for it.
By design, by the way. Mm-hmm. So I heard, and I can't, again, allegedly, and like, this is a rumor and I have no real like reason to believe this, but I heard that she's here in America getting treatment.
I heard that as well.
I think I told you that.
Might I have heard it from you?
I think I told you, but that's a very good theory.
I don't know.
Because I don't think she's dead. If she was dead, like we would know. Like
how long? She has no events now. There was going to be a moment in May, but that came and went without her. And she has no events on the calendar for the rest of the year, which is a bad sign because whenever they travel, they need like notice. There is no sort of improv with the schedule. Like they need to plan for months and months. That's why their calendars are public.
People have been saying she's in America getting like American treatments, and which one, it's like, you don't want to, that looks bad for you as the British royal to like leave your country to go to another country to get healthcare. And two, it then would make sense of why we don't see her anywhere because she's in America in hiding.
Well, before I went to Provincetown, I had dinner with a dear friend who I do not believe is bananas. And she just said she's dead. And if you look at the video that Kate released, if you look at the background of the photo, and if you look at her wedding ring, they apparently fuck up more than one time during the video. No. And so they're saying that it's AI.
It's a completely AI video and she's dead.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we're wearing tinfoil hats. I don't actually believe she's dead, but do I believe they could pull this off? Yeah. I mean, I think they're in trouble because everyone's dying. The British royalty is fractured.
But what's the point of lying about her death?
To postpone planning what to do. I think they're probably waiting to find out about King Charles before they decide, like, what do we reveal? Like, does Wills ascend the throne because his dad is sick while he's mourning his wife? Like, that's a pretty tall order.
I don't know. Is she dead?
What happens in that case? Would there be a substitute? And would it be the Duchess of Smuckers, Meghan Markle? Would she have to go back and rule over Britannia while the family gets itself together?
Not Britannia. Oh, God.
I am your queen. Oh, God.
The Duchess of Smuckers. Did you know that my sister works for the Smuckers company?
I had absolutely no idea. Does she have access to Meghan Markle?
I don't know. I should ask her.
She should be careful because Meghan Markle is the Duchess of Smuckers and may pull an undercover boss because she does like to be on television. So
she sure does.
Look very closely at everybody. Supermom Paris Hilton, once again in the news, this time being corrected for jumping into the water with her 1-year-old. And apparently the life preserver that the 1-year-old was wearing was on backwards. And so every time Paris posts a video of her and one of her kids, thousands of people tell her what she's doing wrong.
Well, this is like how she learns. Like she's learning through. I
guess so. Yeah. I hope no one dies in the process.
Yeah. No, the jumping into the water with the thing on backwards is bad. But guys, it's Paris Hilton.
Also, a child with a head that size does not need a flotation device. No. Let's be real about it. He's literally, it's a buoy. It's not even.
But this is how she finds out. But even that weird husband, you would think he would know.
No. Richard Dreyfuss. Remember this old bitch from Jaws and Close Encounters?
Yes.
Oscar winner for The Goodbye Girl. This weekend, it's billed as An Evening with Richard Dreyfuss. And let's just pause so I can remind everyone how much I love the phrase An Evening with.
Yeah. Why isn't your Pride show called An Evening with?
An Evening with drama dots. Why isn't it called that? Maybe next year it will be. An Evening with Richard Dreyfuss while they were doing a screening of Jaws. Well, this dodo gets to the microphone and starts delivering some rant, some anti-trans rant, and we don't even know who we are anymore. And if this doesn't stop, we're going to go into the trash. Apparently, dozens of people walked out and the theater had to apologize and blah, blah, blah. But
yeah, because they were like, why are you yelling at me?
Yeah, we're here to watch Jaws and you're talking about trans children. What road have you gone down here?
Also, with what authority are you speaking on this subject?
I don't know.
You Neanderthal dinosaur.
I so badly wished that it was a bigger story because I wanted the headline in the New York Post to say, Mr. Holland's nope us. That was my dream. And it didn't happen.
I'm sorry.
Also, at least 80% of the people listening to this don't know what I'm talking about. Mr. Holland's Opus is it's a Richard Dreyfuss film. Oh, Geritol. Donald Sterling and V. Stiviano are finally getting the movie they deserve. Ed O'Neill of Married with Children and Modern Family is playing Donald Sterling. He has described it with glee as the role of a lifetime. He's
just happy to have a job.
I love Ed O'Neill.
I do too, but he hasn't been in anything since Modern Family, I feel like.
Donald Sterling's wife is being played by Jackie Weaver, Oscar nominated more than once. She is, described as a character actress, which just means she doesn't get lead roles because she's too good for them.
Yeah.
She looks insane in this, fantastic. I don't know the actor playing V. Stiviano. I do know that they're beautiful, but I don't know what their background is or anything. Oh, the only thing that disturbed me was that I saw a clip, and it's a clip of Barbara Walters interviewing V. Stiviano when Barbara actually interviewed her. And V. Stiviano is, of course, the one with that insane face covering visor that we were all sporting 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And the woman, they have so much makeup and prosthetics on the actress playing Barbara Walters that she looks like an animal. She looks like a Star Wars cantina creature.
Stop.
No, but I'm serious. Like she's a V. I can't even imitate her because
you remember when
there's too many
Rachel Dratch used to be her on 30 Rock, and she was like, or
do it, or just hire Sherry O'Terry to do it. I mean, how big is Barbara Walters' role going to be? Just do it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm still looking forward to it. And I hope that it wasn't. I hope making the movie won't turn out to have been a mistake. Speaking of mistakes, how many of you had the privilege of seeing a set photo from And Just Like That with Sarah Jessica Parker wearing a hat that can only be described as
a dirty diaper,
a fitted sheet filled with shit? I don't know. It was insane looking and made me, as these photos do, so excited for the next season of the show. I'm already drooling for it.
Yeah.
But when I see Holly Hobby out there with the
she was Holly Hobby.
I'm like, play it now.
It's like strawberry shortcake, like couture. Yeah.
It's insane.
This is the thing. When I saw that, obviously we all saw it. The world was shaking. I was like, oh, I get it. I finally get it now. They're trolling us on purpose. Speaking of trolling, like they're doing this on purpose so that we like lose our minds over it.
Maybe.
Remember like back in the day when we fixed them, Shanaz was like, the only reason we had that entire episode in a snowstorm is so that Carrie could wear that big, huge coat. Like,
yes.
That's what this is. Like, that's what the show is. It's that simple. Am I going to watch every single fucking frame of it 75 times? Yes.
Twice.
Yeah.
That's a show you watch once and then immediately restart it just to see all the shit that you missed.
And just to be like, huh, was this really what this was going to be? And then you see it and you're like, oh yeah, they actually really did mean for it to be this ridiculous and stupid.
I don't normally pay this much attention to the Cannes Film Festival, but I mean, there's a racist security guard over there that has been having words with actors of color. Kelly Rowland almost beat this woman's ass.
Oh, and Kelly Rowland was like, do not touch me. Like you can see it in the thing there. I love when these people that are like lip readers will like do it and say like what they said. And it's usually right. And it truly was like, you see her like go to her and be like, no. And then turn around and then have to come back again and be like, I already told you not to touch me.
And she did it to another actress a few days later. And
no, she's done it to like multiple people.
It's just so bizarre. She's in the wrong. Like she's wrong. She's touching these people. It's so weird what she's doing.
And again, even if she's completely in the right and she's supposed to be doing this, and this is the whole point of what they're supposed to be doing, when someone who is in Destiny's Child looks you in the face and says, stop touching me, you go, fuck. And then you're like, oh shit, I gotta like get out of here because this is so bad. Like you don't just continue to do it. And then once it becomes a literal news story, you don't then continue to do it.
I don't understand if this woman knows how lucky she is that this interaction didn't happen in an elevator. Do you know what this family will do to you?
Man? I know, like for real.
They don't care if there's security cameras or you are very lucky, young lady. Very lucky. She's not a young lady, actually. She's a mid-aged lady. Keep your hands off the actresses, Cans lady.
I mean, God.
Before we tell you how excited we are about this coming Sunday's live Zoom, I want to tell everyone that I have a sty in my eye. And when I tell you that I look like Two-Face from the Batman movies, it is absolutely horrendous. It is horrendous. I'm wearing 5 COVID masks over that one half of my face. It is absolutely terrible. If you have tips on how the next time I can accelerate this, getting rid of it, please let me know. I've had it for like a week. It is finally, I just took a shower an hour ago and I came out and it's formed a head and it looks like something from Alien Resurrection is what it looks like. It looks absolutely disgusting.
Speaking of head, did you have fun in P-Town?
How
Memorial Day weekend?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. And that's not what the sty is from.
Okay.
The sty is from eating ass. No, the sty started before I went to Provincetown. So save your jokes. Provincetown's wonderful. I love it there. Let's talk about our live Zoom this Sunday.
We have to really get serious about this because we're talking J-Lo. It's that simple.
We will be talking about other things, but I suspect that the J-Lo story, there will be an added layer to it by Sunday. I'm 90% sure. Don't ask me how I know that. But I think we're going to have the next layer of it. So you'll want to be there as it's unfolding live. And we have lots of fun stuff coming up on the Patreon. We do now officially have plans to do a watch party of the Celine Dion documentary. So that will be upcoming.
We have some bonus episodes coming up. Anne Hathaway with Margot.
Heard of her?
Yeah, Margot Donahue from What a Creep Podcast is going to help us fix Anne Hathaway on the Patreon. We have a lot of fun stuff coming up. So if you're not in that Long Island Iced Tea tier, then you can't come to the Zoom and you can't get these bonus episodes. So that's all I'm saying is that if you don't sign up, you can't help. I'm sorry.
All right. Are you done scolding them? No?
Yes.
Okay. Let me ask. You don't watch Drag Race, do you?
No, I don't.
Oh, Christopher. I really wish you would because I just love it. I do love it. But I don't watch 80% of the things you watch, so I shouldn't actually say that. There's just a queen on there named Roxy Andrews. It's an All-Stars season, and she's a big, juicy, very talented, very gorgeous queen. And her entrance a few weeks ago, she just said, "Baby, you can't read the doll." And it's been like viralized and memed a billion times. Yeah. And I can't stop saying it. And I think it's starting to get annoying because every day when the man from Louisdale Diner delivers my egg white scramble, I open the door and I take the bag and I go, "Baby, you can't read the doll." And he looks at me and says something in Spanish, which I believe is anti-gay, and then leaves the building.
Which he should, by the way. If that's how you answer, if that's how you answer the door, you deserve it.
"Baby, you can't read the doll."
Dear God.
Oh, Pride. Speaking of Pride, please don't forget I have a Pride show coming up June 29th at the Cutting Room here in New York City. Tickets are available on my website, domentary.com. I am having so much fun writing this show. We're in the midst of writing a bit. We're taking a lead from promposals. When kids come out of the closet, they should also do a similar musical number for their families.
Jesus Christ.
I need you to come to the Cutting Room and watch me make a fool of myself singing these songs. It is going to be a delicious queer evening. And I love when you all come out. So thank you. Chris, shall we get into the fics?
I think we should. Okay, so Dominick, do you know how, like, when we're with reality TV stars and people run up to them and they're like, "Oh my God, like, I feel like I know you and like I know everything about you and like you're my aunt and like blah, blah, blah," right? That's
"You're my aunt."
That's what they all say to the housewives. I'm sure they say it to Teresa Caputo as well. But not so much my aunt, but I feel like my friend that I talk to every day is here with us today. Her name is Abby Holland, and she is the often co-host and I think producer of the Michelle Collins show. And I listen to her voice every day. And I know everything about you. And you don't know me at all. And I know everything about you, basically.
It's so weird. It's such a weird feeling. I'm so happy that you're a listener, and it's so awesome to meet you guys. I hope I don't give aunt vibes, although I am a super aunt, so that wouldn't be wrong.
You don't give aunt vibes at all. I love you guys so much, and I die when I see that you're on. I'm like, oh, Michelle's gonna just rake her over the coals for God knows what this week, and it's so funny. You guys are so funny, truly. If you guys are not listening to the Michelle Collins show, get to it. It's Patreon only now, but it is worth the money. Abby, thank you for being with us.
Thank you so much. And yeah, I am her now part-time producer. I was the full-time producer at SiriusXM, where I had to get up at like 4:30 in the morning and go to Midtown to make a 6 a.m. to start at 7 a.m. live at Sirius. It was like a classic, almost TV sitcom, like heading into the big city. It was one of those
I love that. Tess McGill. Yes, yeah. I love it.
Yeah, truly working girl. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a 2-hour show, too. It wasn't even like it was just...
It was 3 when I started. It was 7 to 10, and then it changed during the pandemic from 8 to 10, and it was like, whew, and we were like, how did we ever do 3 hours of this? Just
is that third hour hosted by Hoda Kotb by any chance?
Oh yeah, she came in third hour. Yeah, she just like seamlessly slid in. Yeah,
and she talked about wacky casseroles. I've seen it.
Yeah, we talked about ant things together. It was perfect.
Oh my God, ants! Just 2 ants together.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah,
shall we begin with John Mayer?
Yeah, we shall.
Abby, what we do at the top of every fix is we ask our guest, who this week is you, and Chris DeRosa, to guess the middle name of the person we are fixing. I will provide a couple of very basic details, and you can use process of elimination to whittle down to one name from the 43 quadrillion possibilities. Okay. John Mayer was born October 16th, 1977. He is a Libra, and he was born in Bridgeport, Connecticut. What is John Mayer's middle name?
Okay, this isn't my guess, but is John his middle name? Is John his middle name and then his first name is what we really should be guessing or no?
John is not his middle name.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Oh, I have a guess. I'm going by instinct. I'm going by like vibe here.
Sure.
Mhm.
Is it like Franklin?
Beautiful guess.
That is a beautiful guess. And I will say definitely the same wheelhouse without tipping off Chris at all. It is definitely the same sort of
Franklin.
Yeah. It's not like John Dan Mayer. It's not that.
Leonard.
Ooh, Leonard. Another great guess. It is not Leonard. John Mayer's middle name is Clayton.
Oh,
John
fuck.
Clayton.
Oh, that's good.
Mayer.
That's a good name.
Okay. I had
It is
no
a good
idea.
name. And I have to tell you, I've done, how long ago did I look up the middle name? 45 seconds. That's the expansive research I've done on John Mayer for this podcast. And I will tell you that in the past 45 seconds, knowing that he's from Connecticut and knowing that his middle name is Clayton, I view him in an even more, well, I'll just say Caucasian light than I did before.
Sure,
I mean,
sure.
Oh, yes.
knowing he's from Connecticut,
Yeah,
I almost, with really no offense to Connecticutians, but I saw he was from Connecticut and I was like, that tracks. Like everything, like we're home.
Yeah, in another life, like take away the like scarf and the like leather jacket that in like the button down and like put him in a seersucker and cut his hair. There you right?
Oh, yeah.
He's like
White
ripe for
supremacist.
like Gossip Girl. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he's like a John Grisham lawyer, really.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Who you're describing. He could be that.
He's a Connecticut person. When you really like, if you strip away everything he's tried to do to distance himself from that and be like a singer songwriter, California, like cool guy. Like when you look at him, you see, I see Connecticut. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
What do they call? What's that acronym? Like LARP? What do they call a white person from the Northeast? Wasp.
Wasp. LARP.
Like what? They call him something that's like an
LARP
acronym.
is like live action role playing. Like when the people dress up as wizards and like go to the park.
That's what I mean. But I think he might also be that as well.
Yeah. Oh, well,
honestly, he could go that way.
Listen, he's done some magic tricks. I'll tell you that much.
That's right. We know what he's made disappear. I'll tell you that into many starlets. I just want to talk about the first time I saw him was, I'd heard his name before, but then I believe he performed Your Body is a Wonderland on the Grammys, maybe the year that he won or was nominated for Best New Artist. And I remember calling my friend immediately. I was like, my best friend Adam worked at MTV at the time. And I called him. I was like, who the fuck is this? I instantly had a crush on him just based on him having that whole vibe. I mean, he was who I got stoned with in college and wanted to jump on top of, but I was closeted. I'm sorry about the therapy session. Can I just have a minute for myself, please? No. But he was that guy. He was the college stoner come to life, and he could sing. And that was it. And I think during that first hour when I truly liked him was maybe the only time I have ever liked John Mayer.
Short-lived.
Why is that? What is it? And it's not, I want to love him. I think he's hot as hell. I love his relationship with Andy Cohen. I love
so funny.
So many things about him. But why do I generally have a malaise
about
Dominick,
him? Maybe because you are forgetting that like when Jessica Simpson's memoir came out, she wrote about their relationship in detail, and it was absolutely harrowing.
Really?
I did not read her book. You have to tell me what she said.
So basically, like to abbreviate it is like, and again, not to plug Chelsea's podcast again, but I always do. Chelsea Devantez's Glamorous Trash. Go to it, search Jessica Simpson. It's one of the first episodes. I think it's the first episode they ever did. And she does it in detail and goes over the entire book in a cool like 45 minutes to an hour. She basically says that like he became super obsessed with her and like was texting her all the time and doing this and do that. And many other people, including Dominick, Ricky Lake, have
know her.
Yeah, have verified this, that he would text them and be like so obsessed with them. Where are you? What are you doing? Want to hang out? Let's be together. Blah, blah.
Love bombing much?
Blowing up their yes. Like textbook of like, what are you doing? Blah, blah. So there was a quote in Jessica's book where it was like, I would get up to go to the bathroom and he'd be like, where are you going? Like wondering where I was going. And she's like, to piss. like to go piss, girl. And like,
Piss.
yeah, like, and she didn't say that, but like, and then she slammed Nick and was like, at least he cared where I was. Like Nick barely like cared to know which city I was in. Like slam, by the way.
Wow, Jessica.
But like, basically they had an on and off whirlwind relationship where they broke up like 9 or 10 times, to the point where when she would do something, like when she would get something, she was going to get an award at something, or something was going to happen, and some big honor was going to come to her. I cannot remember what it was. Or like she was going to perform and it was going to be like a big deal and it was going to be great or whatever. The night before, the day of, he was like picking a fight with her on purpose. So she would be upset whenever she went to go perform at it wasn't the Grammys or something. She had to go give a speech or do something and like fucked with her on purpose.
Probably the People's Choice Awards, something prestigious.
Yeah.
The Blockbuster Awards.
Have you seen the videos where the people have put up of her singing Take My Breath Away? And they're like, we thought this was singing. Have you seen it? Where she's in that white outfit. It's so... I
feel like Jessica Simpson got a bad rap because she was very much of like it was for a hot second Britney, Christina, Jessica. It wasn't always just Britney, Christina. And
Correct.
like she was like really in that, God, we got to get her on.
I know, but when you watch it, you're going to be like, why? Because it's
I'm sure, but
all three of us, any three of us could sing it better right now than she did during that performance. The last time they're together with Jessica Simpson, he's like, come to my house. And she's like, here I come. Like, this is it. He's going to propose to me, or like, whatever. I'm paraphrasing all this. I don't remember if that's what she thought, but like, she's like, I'm going there and like, this is it, baby. Like, we're good to go. She gets to his house. He's like, you don't get me yet. He performs unreleased music for her that was written about her and then breaks up with her.
Come on.
I don't even understand that.
That's terrorism. Like that is
Did
terrorism.
he release the music ever?
I don't know. I don't remember. I think so, ?
In college, I had a guy come and play a song for me.
No, and it was about you?
I don't even know what it was. He was like this very nerdy guy who was really shy.
Oh my God.
And he sung the song and he didn't preface it with anything. He just came in and sat down and played the song. And then
it was 100% written for you. Yes, 100. Like I could tell you that right now. And I don't
Did he then break up with you?
We never even met.
Oh my God.
So it was like an anti-breakup. I mean,
was it John Mayer?
If it was, I dodged a bullet. But no, it was not. I went to college in Buffalo. I was not a LARPing, wasping lady up in Connecticut. Yeah.
I was just thinking about how even after this obsessive relationship ended, as he recounted it in interviews, he referred to her as sexual napalm.
Yeah.
Which is, pun intended, incendiary in many ways, not the least of which is that you are using a chemical from the Vietnam War to describe sex with your girlfriend.
Which, like, the minute you hear the word napalm, like, you know the picture that you're thinking in your head of, like, what
I'm picturing people rotting and burning because of chemicals. It's a horrible. I'm
sexy.
now picturing sex with them like something from the movie Seven. Like, there's nothing sexy about it.
No, it's terrifying.
Ooh.
It's so fucked.
And his list, by the way, I mean, look, John Mayer is known for two things. He is known, obviously, for music, and he is known for where he puts his dick.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that he has been romantically linked to include, it really is a who's who of the aughts. He was, thanks to his own dick and Perez Hilton and TMZ, he was in that whole pack of people who probably wouldn't have been as famous as they are now if not for them being the guinea pigs for how far can we push celebrities before they jump off a cliff. He was in that group of people.
Well, and even like I was like, what are his songs? Like I know like Daughters and I know like Your Body is a Wonderland, but like what are his other songs? And when I Google it, like most of his like best songs or biggest songs like are from that first 2006 album. Like he might have put music
James
out.
Bluntish. Once that initial flat, he's still a celebrity. And I know John Mayer still tours and performs and releases music.
I've seen him live. Like I saw him live with Grateful Dead. He plays with them now.
Oh yeah, he does. You're right.
Oh, wow.
And I saw him because my
love that, of course, because Andy's the biggest deadhead.
I think, and that's where I realized they connect.
Yeah.
That's where their friendship, I think blossomed from.
Sure.
And other things.
We see him as such a big celebrity, and yet like I don't remember any of his songs from like 2010, 2015, up until I think recently, like a few of songs that he's put out. Like,
right.
That's
because he's hot.
20 years later, you know what I mean? It's like
being hot travels you through, from when it comes to getting attention, that's the number one way. So
when he's too busy banging all these women, he can't, like, what's he supposed to do? Be on tour?
Bodies are, body is wonderland. That's Cher singing it, by the way. Body is a wonderland. I wish Cher would sing that.
Can you imagine?
I'm putting that on the album of Dream.
You're such an
idiot. It's a funny point, Chris, because the first song that I loved was the I Wanna Rock Through the Halls.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And that one came out when I was like a senior in high school.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And so I was like graduating high school.
Couldn't have told you that was him, by the way.
Until right now.
Wow.
But I knew, yeah, for real. But no.
That one was killer, and I loved him from then. And then he got into his like comedy career, I feel like, where he had that prank show on like MTV or something. And that's when I started to hate him a little bit, because I was like, okay, you're a musician and you think you're very funny, and a celebrity told you were funny, and you have the show now.
Yeah, like who do you think you are, Justin Timberlake?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like that. But I think his hotness and his almost like, I don't know, fucking all the women. Sorry, I can say that, right?
Yes.
Oh, please.
Okay, I can say fuck. Okay, great. Yeah, he's fucking everybody.
Yeah.
And he kind of stays out of the spotlight enough so that you're like, oh my God,
but he's
where
always
is he?
there. He's always
he
there.
is there.
He's kind of like the Harry Dubin. He's kind of like the Harry Dubin
yes, he is.
He's Harry Dubin.
To these A-list women.
Always at the bar.
He's always there. Abby, the number of times I've been at a scene and turned around and been like, how the fuck did you even know we were filming here? Like the number of times.
That is so funny.
Yes.
No, I can't get over it.
As Michelle would say, Malahamovis. Harry Dubin. Like Harry Dubin. Anyway.
He has this like mystery, like he like had like a cabin in Montana and actually was traveling through Montana at one point. And I was like, oh my God, where does he live? And I'm like, I'm not even that big of a fan, really. But I was in Montana and it was like on my top 5 of like, okay, like where is Google going to tell me where it is? Like, where would he hang out? I never found it, by the way, but I don't know. He has this like mystery quality about him that you just kind of are like, oh my God, is he like, what's he doing right now?
Is he a murderer?
He's like a sexual shaman. That's I just picture him in robes in his home, barefoot.
With
women everywhere. That's how I picture him.
Yeah.
He's sort of like
men.
The love guru a little bit in that way.
Yes.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, Your Body is a Wonderland, I think, is written about someone he did. Is it?
It's about Jennifer Love Hewitt. Is it about
Jennifer Love Hewitt? Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Oh my God.
That's
right, because remember, Chris, before we recorded, I was like, I thought it was Jessica Simpson, but it's not. It's Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Mm-hmm. Her body is a wonderland. She's hot. I mean, especially when they were together. I mean, she was banging and like, what was she? Scream or all those, or I Know What You Did Last Summer. All of that.
Yeah.
She was I Know What You Did Last Summer, and she was a Party of 5.
Medium. Was she in Medium?
That's Patricia Arquette.
She did play a weird character though, where she would like, I see dead people.
Ghost Whisperer is what you're thinking
Ghost
of.
Whisperer. Yes. Yeah. Same thing, right?
That was post John Mayer. I think she was like a full blown adult.
Oh God, the Ghost Whisperer. How dare I?
I think when we say it, we should actually say the Ghost Whisperer. The Ghost Whisperer. We should do it like that. But listen, in addition to JLH, this is Jennifer Love Hewitt.
How dare you?
Jennifer Love Hewitt, Jessica Simpson, Minka Kelly, Jennifer Aniston. Don't remember that one.
No, I do.
Oh, yeah. He went
Katy
to award
Perry.
shows with her and everything.
Oh, yes. Katy Perry. And
her.
Of course, famously, Taylor Swift.
They were together for 2 years, Katy Perry and John Mayer.
Oh, my God. I did not know that.
Where's Katy Perry's memoir?
Yeah, I'm waiting for that too.
Interesting.
Because she would
just
talk about
left
him.
American Idol, so something's got to be.
She has so many
Actually,
embarrassing stories.
I take back that I just said interesting. I'm not interested in her.
No,
she's got to trash somebody like hard for me to read it. or for me to learn how to read and then read it.
Yeah,
I would do that.
It's a big undertaking.
If she describes the wonderland that is John Mayer's body, I will absolutely read it.
I know. I can't remember if we get details of the sex from Jessica Simpson, because that is something that like just around like being in this business. And again, I don't believe that any of these have any merit at all. And this is just simply like through the grapevine, dumb bullshit. But like everyone says like he is just like a sexual deviant, that he's like up to stuff. No, just like up to stuff, like up to like not the huge situations.
Really?
Yeah. Well, that reminds me. I have a friend who said she was waiting outside when you used to have to wait outside for Broadway shows, and it was like 3 a.m. or something, and people were sleeping, on the sidewalk. And someone, I guess there was like a hubbub, and they're like, "Hey, John Mayer is like on a scooter right now, and he said he's going to come like say hi to us or something." And they're like, "Okay." And like 5 minutes later, apparently John Mayer came on a scooter and like said hi to all these people waiting in line to get like Broadway tickets. And this was some random 3 a.m. morning in New York City.
Oh God, that's pathetic. He's way too famous to do that. That's pathetic.
He was looking to get laid. I mean,
Yeah,
he was auditioning
trolling
people.
No, for real. Trolling for P. Like for real.
For P?
Punani.
How Christian is this
urine.
podcast going to be? This is why Jessica Simpson didn't write about John Mayer's genitals, because I think she's too Christian to do it.
I don't think she is.
That's
You would have remembered it.
I know. I know. It was.
It would have been seared in your memory.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But no, I mean, sexual napalm. Also, that's
Yeah.
You know what seared into my brain? Maybe it was from that prank show he did, but you know that when Borat wore the lime green front and rear thongs, and John Mayer then wore that. I can't remember what it was, but I remember Googling it not infrequently in the years that followed. And I Googled it again this morning, and I will say that he wore it well. Take that in every possible way. And I do admit that I have a hard time fully disliking people that I find to be gorgeous. He's definitely one of them. But every time you talk to, I don't know, there are a lot of women that don't speak of him favorably who were with him. And I always think to myself, did he mistreat these people, or is he just one of these people? Because there are people this magnetic who everyone just falls in love with them, and he just disappoints everyone because that's how he's built. Is there an air of disrespect?
Right.
Independent of Taylor Swift, because please, anyone she writes a song about is obviously, it wouldn't matter what they've done.
Is there a particular song where she talks specifically about John Mayer? I'm not a huge Tay head, but I do know like a handful of her songs, and I do like her.
Well,
first of all,
Tom and Rebecca have guns and are coming to our houses right now.
By the way, I mean, I officially, because of Abby Holland, I am telling the world, the international court of things that people say, we are retiring the word Swiftie and replacing it with Tay-head.
Yeah.
From here until the end of time.
You can tell that I'm not a Swiftie.
It's almost like vulgar. Is she a Tay-head?
A Tay-head? Yeah, that's something you said about like a slur.
Tay-head.
We're calling them Tay-heads from now on. Rebecca and Tom are gonna have our
it's going in the glossary.
They're gonna have our heads. But yeah, the Tay-heads. The Tay-heads. What Taylor Swift song is about John Mayer?
Hey Siri, what Taylor Swift song is about John Mayer?
Dear John is about John Mayer.
Oh, the one called Dear John?
Dear John Mayer.
That took the exact amount of research that you heard to figure that out. Dear John is about John Mayer and unveils how he treated her during their short relationship.
Wow.
But this is the thing. He, again, got introduced to a whole new clientele of women because he was dating Taylor Swift, like when she was on the up. You know what I mean? He's really smart about like the fact that he's like, I stay afloat because I'm like, oh, this one's getting some shine. Okay, I'm globbing onto her.
Gonna ride her tails.
Yeah, ride her all right. And then
he definitely did have it. He definitely picked. But I will say that these people probably picked him too. You know, he's not like a non-famous person.
He's not like, yes, he's not like a predator that's like attacking them.
I mean, he definitely made the Hollywood rounds, though. There's no doubt about it.
No, and he definitely is like, oh yeah, like I'm so into you, blah, blah. Love bombs them, just like you said, Abby. And then they're like, oh my God, John Mayer like is in love with me. And then they're like, okay, like if he love bombed us, we'd do this exact same thing. We'd be like, oh my God, like what? Hello?
In a second, I would just I would just present immediately because it's just what you do.
Peacock.
Just
what I wouldn't present to him, that is a small list. I will say that. I would paint his apartment if he asked me to. I'd
help the guy move.
Yes.
Oh my
and I
God.
don't do that for people anymore.
You shouldn't do it for anybody.
I can't.
But all this to say, like when Jessica Simpson's book came out, like you Google like Jessica Simpson, John Mayer memoir, and like there's TikToks upon TikToks of people like recapping the worst parts of the book to like about him. So like he did take a hit in the sense of women that read memoirs were like, this piece of fucking shit. You know what I mean? They were like,
well, you know, speaking of that, I'm surprised that have the Tay heads gone after John Mayer? I mean, because they can be ratted, as you know.
No, they do. And he has spoken about it before, if I recall. Like every time she goes on tour or anytime she sings that song or anytime, you know, I mean, she rarely has a lull these days, but she used to be quiet in between albums for like a day or two.
Longer.
And he would say like he's like, it's almost like a new generation of Tay heads that discover and just start shitting on him on Twitter.
Wow. All right. That makes sense. I mean, I don't think that's going to hurt him. I don't know. He's like the roach at the end of the world. Like he's still
for real
gonna be there.
The cucaracha himself.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know if the guy could even get canceled at this point. Like he
might be invincible.
He might. I have no idea. I mean, unless something really bad comes out and some of these women are like, okay, he did something, you know, illegal or, you know, predatory, which I guess is alluded. But yeah, I don't know. The guy just seems like he can get away with literally anything.
I mean, to be fair, it's not like I don't think he's like attacking these people. Like I don't think nothing criminal has happened.
Yeah,
he just like is being like a douche to them once he's like chewed them up and spit them out. Do you know what I mean?
That is how he was described on Delisted and Perez. I mean, he was just the douche of the aughts, truly. And whether or not it was because he looks like one or because he was breaking up with all these women or he had a trail of broken hearts behind him, et cetera, et cetera. He can't shake that. You know, I mean, honestly, he's probably a very nice guy that maybe did respect all these women, but he's just not the type of person to settle down. But he's been branded as a douche by the gossip press.
But also
stays.
Psychological warfare was had. Yeah. According to Jessica Simpson, like psychological warfare. Like I'm giving you one story.
To be fair, psychological warfare on Jessica Simpson could be tic-tac-toe, if we're being honest. So come on.
True.
I mean, you know, every time you're piping up with Jessica Simpson's book, I'm picturing her with a feathered quill, not writing a goddamn word of it.
I wanna bounce.
Published author Jessica Louise Simpson.
Is it Louise? Is that her middle name?
No, that's just what we do for everybody until we find out.
Yeah.
He's been in the news recently because there was a big Hollywood Reporter article, I think, about Andy Cohen. And I think it was in this it was either in that or an article soon after that where someone asked him about his relationship with John Mayer because he said they are in love. And they're always sort of cutesy, you know, like about whether or not there's a physical relationship. I don't know that anyone actually believed it. I guess I never actually did, but Andy answered it pretty straightforwardly. But John Mayer, I guess, was like mildly pissed that anyone even asked and just said it was, you know, stereotyping. Why can't straight guys and gay guys love each other and be friends? And it's great to have an ally. And I was glad that he released those statements. I just didn't think that anyone actually was sort of.
Oh, no, I feel like a lot of people used to come up to me and be like, is Andy Cohen with John Mayer? And I would like,
really?
I would be like, I don't know. Like, how would I know? Like, I'm like not there. Like, you know, like it's like, how would I know? Just because I've worked on a Bravo show before. Like,
because you're a producer at a Bravo show.
Yeah. But like,
yeah, you have all the intel.
I don't know. Like, what do I know? But I feel like people definitely asked. Like, it's not that I've never heard that. Like, no one's ever thought that before or asked about it. But I was always just like, no. And like, if they like, so what?
I guess because I'm gay. I mean, not that you're not, but it always just seemed like gay baiting to me, like the shit that the Jonas Brothers would do or whatever, or, the hottest one anyway recently, which I'm not sure which the hottest one is.
Unclear.
Nick,
yeah.
right?
Nick, right. Yeah, Nick. I just thought it was like gay baiting, which doesn't bother me as much as it bothers other queer people. I mean, if you're going to I don't insist that we have sex if you flirt with me.
But also too, it's not like they're not like posting pictures of them like on top of each other on Instagram.
No.
They're like
no.
actual friends that like go get dinner together. It's not like,
right.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, there's a lot of people that gay bait in the world that are like grown men that have wives that Dominick, you and I might have seen a video on a phone from someone named Tom Chacho when we were having dinner. Remember that? Like that are on Instagram, like basically swinging their cock and balls around for like gay audiences, and they have a wife. You know what I mean? Like that exists. This was not that.
I don't think John was necessarily doing that. I think they genuinely have like a very fun relationship. I remember seeing them on New Year's Eve, and John was in some random like cat cafe or bar or something
in Japan. Yes.
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious. And
my friend has seen them like out having dinner, like saw them walking down the street in the West Village, like after they had dinner, and was like, "Oh my God, hi guys!" And they turned around and were like, "Hi, how are?" And like,
aw,
like they've seen them out in the world, just like having dinner, like not holding hands and skipping down the sidewalk or anything. You know what I mean? Just like simply two men having a meal together.
I have many, many close straight male friends, and I want to fuck them all. I'm going to just say it right here on this podcast.
Say it right now.
Just why not?
We're all listening.
We're not getting any younger. So boys, you have my address. Every fucking one of you.
Oh, brother.
What do we think, Christopher? Is it time to fix John Clayton Mayer? Or do you feel that there are other details we need to tell the listeners? Because I think it's all going to lead back to him being a perceived douche, no matter what the accomplishment is that we're about to say.
Yeah. Okay.
I wish we were doing video this week so people could see how intently you are thinking.
This is like you're in like Final Jeopardy mode right now. You're like it's time is clicking.
Okay,
away.
okay, it's here. I have it. Okay. Okay. John Mayer. John Clayton Leonard Mayer. Everyone wants on that D. You've had songs, no one cares. Well, Abby does, I guess. But like people like it's fine, but like no one's like, you're the songwriter of Retro. Oh, but by the way, my father, like this was 2 or 3 years ago. My dad was like, you know who's really great that I like listening to their music? John Mayer. I was like, you're 2 decades too late to become a John Mayer fan. Because it's on like Easy Rock.
He's a fairly award-winning. He's won like 6 or 7 Grammys. I mean, he's definitely had like some hits, but like you said, they're definitely before like the 2010 mark.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like present day.
His biggest ones.
So everyone wants that D. We've all heard about it. We know you're up to stuff. We know you're doing a situation. Okay, which is it?
Oh, you're deciding between 2.
No, that won't be it. Okay. I almost pitched him doing like a like travel show, kind of like you know how they're doing all these A-list celebrities with these like reality
like Zac
shows.
Efron goes to Australia to like save the planet or something. Yeah.
Get your own fucking lane, bitches. Like fuck off. Like get out of here. And like Orlando Bloom's like climbing a mountain for no reason at all. Speaking of Katy Perry.
Like, I was like, there you go.
Like to quote Valerie Cherish, I don't want to see that. But what I would want to see, and I almost pitched this, but this is not the pitch, was like him going into like sex dungeons and like weird kink things and like exploring it, which would be fun.
Yeah.
However, no one would actually buy that show. And like, it just wouldn't, there's no way.
I'll buy it.
So what he's going to do is he is going to do exactly what we said earlier. And he's going to do like a sexual awakening retreat that is like either in Ojai, it's at a Miraval spa somewhere. It's at like, have you seen the show Loot where she goes on that like meditation retreat and then she has sex with Benjamin Bratt, which is like the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
I'm gonna go watch that
right
you're
after
gonna
watch
this.
it now. P.S. Benjamin Bratt looks hotter than ever.
He really does.
He looks so fucking, I was like, he is so fucking, he's hotter than he was in Miss Congeniality. Like, and he's like 40 years older. Anyway, he's gonna lead a meditation / like conolingus retreat
Oh my
where
God.
people are like gonna have their first orgasms.
They have to keep their Birkenstocks on, by the way.
Yes, they sure do. While really pandering to my audience, like in just like a caftan and a Birk, like legs akimbo. You know what I mean? Like there's gonna be like, it's like.
Did you say conolingus or conolingus? Did you say
I'll take either.
conolingus?
Yeah.
I said conolingus because I thought it'd be funny.
Is it like the fake version of
It's a
conolingus? You're conning someone into it?
last night.
So, like, you know, I don't know if it's like a nudist situation. Like, I don't know what it is, but he's basically like going and you're going to like get some tips and tricks to like pleasure each other. There could be couples there. And like, obviously there's going to be like all kinds of social media, like branding. And it's going to basically be like the Fire Festival, but you know, like / like Coachella / whatever,
Sure.
but it's going to be basically a cult that he starts.
Oh my God.
Like he'll become a cult leader out of this, which is upsetting, but it's what he should be doing. Because
Leah
he's going to be like,
Remini, please
listen.
pick up the white courtesy phone. Leah Remini, we have your 2028 documentary ready.
He tried to be a singer. He tried to be a comedian. He tried to be Andy Cohen's best friend. Now he just needs to give the people what they want, and that is his penis. And that is my pitch.
Great. I don't disagree with the mission statement. I'm just going about it.
I know that you don't. I know that you don't. Burke's on, as they say.
This is strap in, strap on. It's very short and sweet how to fix John Mayer. John Mayer, stop what you're doing, get over here, and fuck me. No, John Mayer. And that's my pitch.
Wow. Concise.
John Mayer, as Christopher said, we do want to see the D, but I feel like you're in a position here to do something that no artist has done. You are a male celebrity who has been harangued by the press because of you breaking hearts left and right. You know what?
I know exactly.
Female celebrities do this all the time. They don't get a bad rap, do they?
Fuck.
They get to write tell-all books and talk shit about everybody. How about you're the first male celebrity, but we're going to do it in a different way. You're going to conduct a series of tell-alls / concerts on OnlyFans.
Ooh.
Where you will be in various states of undress, giving us the D that we want, while talking about some of the women who have had playtime with it, while debuting new songs and playing your old favorites. But this is it. It's going to be John Mayer's confessional, but it's going to be on OnlyFans. You'll be the first, shall we say, legitimate celebrity who's ever done this way. You are 46 years old. You are still a hot piece of ass. You are still incredibly talented. And you doing this at this point in your career, I know it doesn't make sense now, but by episode 3, you will be deduced and will be a hero to people of all genders and sexual orientations. And that is my pitch.
I thought for sure that you were going to say he should just have a sex tape. When I started going,
it's almost too basic. Like that's literally the flower of this.
I
cake,
know, but
no
that to me is like so chic, like just a sex tape. You know what I mean? Like it's so old.
I think he's better than that. He can fuck whoever he wants on the OnlyFans, and then when he's done, give us an hour about what went wrong with Minka Kelly, and then sing "Your Body Is a Wonderland."
Sure.
Oh my God.
It's literally, I need to just to put a button on what I was like yammering. It's basically the John Mayer, This Is My Life OnlyFans variety show is basically what it is.
I like that.
And it's a variety, all right.
Yeah.
Here's my thoughts on that. I have a fun idea, and I'm okay if it's rejected. I will take the criticism.
That's happened too. It's happened both ways.
So, okay. So here's my pitch. I think that John Mayer should do kind of a School of Rock thing, like a Jack Black School of Rock thing, but with like adults learning instruments. And he should go to like schools all around the country and teach them like guitar and have them do a performance at the end. And yeah, I mean, I didn't fully think this through, but I guess fuck them all at the end.
I was like, when do we see his dick?
You're doing this so that you can like be at one of those schools and like be a substitute teacher for one day and be like, teach me how to play. This is like serving just you, basically.
It's literally, I'll tell you why it is a horrible idea, because all he's going to do is actually fuck someone in every class and ruin his reputation more.
Yeah, it's going to be bad. Yeah, honestly, now that I've like said it out loud and I've heard it back, cut it. We can just
But if we're going to do a pilot program, obviously you would be in that class.
No, listen, I love that you're pitching it so that you can be a substitute teacher.
Yeah.
And just like be there. Like, I like that you're setting yourself up for success.
Mm-hmm. Gotta include myself. Yeah. All right. So rejected, and I don't care.
Shit, no, but hilarious.
All right. So then I have to pick.
I will say, like, yes, rejected, but like, I do like him in like a basketball, like a, what is it, auditorium, or like a gymnasium is the word I'm thinking.
I thought you were going to say basketball shorts or say, yes, absolutely.
Like
that too. Pants on
that too. You mean what I'm wearing right now?
You're wearing basketball shorts with no undergarments?
Yes.
Please do not
join the club.
Feels like wearing it on my brother. No.
Okay. Yeah, you only see me from the nipples up, so we're good to go. I've tried to show you my décolletage and you rebuked me.
We did this. We did a prefix once. He was shirtless the entire time.
And I had it because I had a fever. I was sick. I had a fever and I was in like a flannel robe and I was like, oh my God, it's so hot. I'm so burning up. And Tom was like, why are you taking your clothes?
I'm like trying to talk about George Santos and I just see like Chris and the top of his décolletage.
Wow.
All right, so we must get back to our pitches.
Okay.
Abby, the balls are in your court. You may pick only one.
God, my mind is Chris. Can you just remind me of the
sexual awakening retreat with Birkenstocks?
With Birkenstocks
versus the John Mayer OnlyFans variety tell-all show.
Okay, I'm gonna have to go with my gut on this one and bring it full circle because I think I have to pick Chris's idea.
Yes,
because also selfishly, I could see myself going to this. I could see people I know could go to this thing. I'm seeing like marketing thing.
And you could be like, oh, boyfriend, like we need to like go to this to like sexually like we need to like reignite the spark and then be peeping John Mayer out the corner of your eye. You know what I mean? Like.
That was my tragic error. I made a tragic mistake was that I pitched something that didn't allow Abby the possibility to fuck John Mayer. This is where I screwed up. Yes. You're giving her FaceTime with him and I'm just having her pay $10 a month. Yes. I've insulted you even being here, Abby. I apologize for even wasting your time.
Dominick, you weren't paying attention when she said that he was in the state of Montana and she was like doing like the predator scan like of every house in Montana trying to find him. Well, I love that this man who is seemingly an absolute monster to women, all three fixes were like bang more women.
Dude, we would let him beat us to death with his dick. That's the bottom line.
Horrible.
I don't even care if he's mistreated these women. Just come to my house.
That's so funny.
That was a terrible thing to say. I just said I don't care if he's mistreated these women. I do care.
You do care. Yeah.
Even if you did, still viable.
Yeah. Well, also like it is what it is. Like we know that it's happened. It's again, he hasn't like beaten the shit out of them and like thrown them down to like a flight of stairs or anything. You know,
it's not like Diddy or
slam. Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah, I know.
That was bad.
Yikes. Yowza, as they say. On that beautiful note, Abby, thank you for this win. I'm flying high. But I mean, we can only hope that people have taken our advice before. And so.
Okay.
From, please, my lips to God's ears.
Please let me know if this is happening. I do have Birkenstocks to wear.
She's ready to go.
If it takes place in the woods or anywhere, not that you would just need to wear those in the woods. Right.
Yeah. Or Dominick has enough caftans to clothe every person that would go there. So we're good to go.
And I have 2 pairs of Birkenstocks in my closet. Yeah.
There, he's ready to go.
God, I love
Wow,
this.
Here we are.
This is why I get confused for Rachel Maddow. It's not just my haircut, face, and breasts. It is also my footwear.
Abby, I love you. I'm going to continue to be a fan and listen to you every day. Where can people find you?
Oh, well, in Brooklyn? No, you mean like my Instagrams and
Yes.
socials?
All of it.
What's your home address?
My
Say
home
your home address so that
okay.
John Mayer can come to there and bang you.
He can follow me at Abby Holland Pics. It was the name that I picked when Instagram first started, and I cannot change it because I can't find a better one. So it's going to be Abby Holland Pics forever. And that's pretty much the main one. I'm not on X. But yeah, and also you can hear me on Michelle Collins' Patreon show.
That's the biggie. Come on now.
Yeah.
It's so good. There's very few podcasts anymore that I'm like, I need it every day. And I need to, you two just talking about the dumbest shit. Like, even on a day where you guys are like, what are we talking about? I'm like loving every single second of it. Like, you guys just going over some random stupid article. And it's like, you guys make it so funny for real. It's like, I'm such a fan. I'm starstruck. I love you so much.
Oh my
yes.
God.
Thank you for being here.
Seriously. Or do it with my hands.
Dominick, where can people find you? Where can John Mayer find you?
Yeah. John Mayer can. Someday I'm going to blurt the address out and forget.
You already say you're cross streets, so.
Well, that's true. Everyone knows. If you know where Mariska Hargitay hangs out, you'll know how to find my apartment, John Mayer. Just give her a call. I feel like they're probably friends, but
they
stay away from her in that way.
Yeah.
No. The website's dominatory.com. You can find me on socials at Dominick Pupa. My Pride show called We Get It, You're Gay is going to be June 29th at the Cutting Room right here in New York. Please go to my Insta or my site to buy tickets. Chris, where can the listeners of our podcast find you?
You can find me at the DeRosa. You can find my voice on the interviews of the Real Housewives of New Jersey. And you can you can find the show at Fixing Famous People. You can find the Patreon at patreon.com/Fixing Famous People. And you can find Dominick on, what is the show called, Dominick? Beyond the Readings.
With Teresa Caputo, Thursdays at 9 on Lifetime.
Which he's a co-host.
Dominick. I am not the co-host. I just make a series of sexy cameos.
It's his twin. The person I watch in that show is truly like the evil twin Ursula of Phoebe.
There's no evil on that. There's no.
No, this is the evil twin. Well, this is the evil twin here.
Oh, this is the evil twin of that
100%.
nice person. Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's, we're talking about the deceased loved ones and the like. So I can't.
I love it.
I can't comment on anyone's physical appearance on that show.
Sure can.
Here is a different story. It's just about dicks.
I wish you both well. I wish you both well. And as always, where's Shelley? Goodbye.